And when he didn't pick her, I know she was full of regret. She was full of regret because she was like, the black boy didn't even pick me. They set me up. Hi guys, welcome back to the Shannon Show podcast. So today's podcast is going to be a review of Love Island 2021 episode 1. I hope you are all doing as well as can be, and I really do hope you're being as proactive as possible in supporting the Black Lives Matter movement. And if you're still on the lookout for some resources, I've linked some in the description. Feel free to comment down below your thoughts on my commentary. I'm always up for a chat, I'm always up for a debate. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you didn't, give it a dislike, no hard feelings. And if you really like this video, consider subscribing and helping your girl out. So, you already know what it is, we're back, so let's just get into it. So I think the first thing I want to address is, obviously, before the series started, Love Island was claiming that this year was going to be the most diverse it's ever been. Now, seeing the cast, do I agree with that? No, I think, it's pretty much been similar to other years. I don't think the diversity was bad this year, but I have seen more or less the same, or if not better, diversity in the last 3 years. So I feel like if they're going to come out and claim that this is going to be the year with the biggest diversity ever, I feel like with the OG cast, definitely they should have done better to be claiming this. I think it was a bit cheeky. I feel like they should have just kept quiet and let the cast speak for itself. I think representation is always important, but to be honest, for Love Island, it's not the hill that I'm dying on. I come to Love Island to watch trash TV. That is what I come for. And with these producers' track record, literally what we saw in this episode, I'm not really pressed if it's diverse or not. I'm not. I just came for trash. But I'd be interested to hear from you guys. Are you disappointed with the diversity this year, or are you kind of like, it is what it is? Let me know. So let's get into the contestants. So we start off with Liberty. She's a student. She's kind of got the ditzy blonde look, reminiscent of the twins last year. She insists that she's not dumb though. She's bigging up her GCSEs. She's from Birmingham. She doesn't really have a strong Birmingham accent though. It's a very light Birmingham accent, but it is still a little slow. So it definitely adds to the ditzy persona a little bit. But she seems like a really nice girl, and I feel like she could bring some entertainment value to the show. Also, her PR pictures definitely did not do her justice. Those PR pictures were atrocious. Do let me know what you think about Liberty. Then we have Kaz, our token black girl of the season. I'm rooting for her. I have to root for the black girl, you already know. She's coming in bold. She's saying sex is important to her. So I'm thinking, okay, bring the entertainment. She's definitely, read the assignment, did her homework. She knows what show she's about to be on. So I think she's definitely going to be bringing personality, and she's definitely going to be one of the more entertaining contestants. Kaz also said that she wants to be a submissive woman and that she wants her man to be the dominant one. So she's definitely on, the hyper femininity side of YouTube, side of blogs, you know what it is. Not my personal cup of tea, but I do think it's going to be an interesting dynamic in this show. She pulled up in the yellow bikini. She was looking absolutely exquisite. I was living for it, but, this show has a history of doing the black girls dirty. And I was suspicious. And with the events in this episode, which I will talk about, I'm even more suspicious now. And this is why the whole diversity thing is not the hill I'm dying on, because these producers, they love to do the black girls dirty. But I'm still rooting for sis. I'm holding on to some hope for her. But do let me know what you think about Kaz. Then we have Sharon. She says she works in the government, dealing with Brexit. She could be a Tory. I don't know. But, Shauna was definitely a Tory. I feel like the people who come on here working for the government and not saying which government they're working for, by default, is giving me Tory. Also, she's another person who was done dirty by the PR pictures. Also, the VT as well. The VT video, she did not look great in the VT video. But on the TV cameras, she looked fine. She looked exactly how she looked like on Instagram. So, angles and cameras are very important. Interestingly, Sharon says that she's more of a dominant woman, and that has been a problem with some of her relationships. And she's looking for a man that's not intimidated by her dominant energy, which I also think is going to be quite interesting because Love Island loves to cast these insecure men, controlling men that love to call themselves alpha males. So I feel like that's going to be quite an interesting dynamic if she is to be in her truth. I feel like there definitely could be possibly some drama with her, but do let me know what you think about Sharon. Then we have Faye. You know, she's got the classic Love Island filler look, filler in the face, fake boob. I don't think she's gone overboard with the fillers though. I feel like the fillers look nice. A lot of people are saying that, you know, she looks a bit older than 25, which is her age. I agree, but you know, people, but you know, she's here. She seems fun. And I definitely think she could definitely bring a lot of entertainment as well. I feel like she is an entertaining contestant. Do let me know what you think of Faye. Then we have Shannon, my name twin. She is half Indian. Apparently some of the conservative brown Twitter were upset with her being on this show. You know, haters gonna hate. I just feel like, why are you even keeping up with this show anyway? Like, half of these people, you look at their search history and it's just a whole hypocritical thing. So I just feel like, if you don't like it, tap. She used to be a glamour model. She's very proud, which I love that she's owning. She hasn't really been shy about telling people that she was a glamour model. Nobody really seems fazed about it in the house, so I don't feel like that will dampen her game, her revealing that she was a glamour model. In the VT, she seemed quite bubbly, but on the show so far, she's been quite chill. I don't know, I feel like maybe she's getting used to like the cameras being around her and her being on this TV show. So we kind of get glints here and there of her personality, but I'm hoping we'll get to see of her personality, but I'm hoping we're going to get to see a bit more of her personality. She's my name twin, so I'm automatically rooting for her. She's absolutely gorgeous. The body, what a body. Do let me know what you think of Shannon. Then moving on to the boys, we have Jake. He's a decent looking guy, but he's a bit strange. Definitely giving me Hitler vibes. You know, he's another foot fetish guy. I think it was Finn on the 2021, he had a foot fetish, but he's really going like extra hard with this foot fetish. Like, Finn mentioned it once or twice, but he is making this foot fetish his whole personality. I feel like he is going to be really entertaining though. He seems like a very entertaining guy. But yeah, it's a bit of a weirdo, Do let me know what you think of Jake. Then we have Aaron. He works in events, so he's around a lot of celebrities. But he claims that he doesn't have a big head. He's also 6'3", which I was surprised about because in his VT and his pictures, he looked quite small. I thought like he was quite short. So to hear he's 6'3", I was like, wow, okay. There has been a little bit of scandal surrounding him as well. A lot of people are, you know, saying we might have a little coon on our hands because he must have put a caption on one of his stories or Snapchat saying, "Oh, I'm getting blick." So people are just like, and you know what? They might be right. They might be right, considering the events of this episode. They could be right. But do let me know what you think of Aaron. Then we have Hugo. He's a teacher. He's cute, but he's reminiscent of Dr. Alex, and I feel like perhaps the cuteness might not work for him. He might go far. He might just be another, you know, Dr. Alex 2.0, but I don't know. I feel like the cuteness, nice guy, might not work in his favor, I don't think. Hugo, he's also the first person with a physical disability on Love Island. He's got a clubbed foot. In his own words, you don't really notice it, which is basically ITV's definition of diversity in a nutshell. But good for him for making it on the show. I think he could potentially struggle. But do let me know what you think of Hugo. Then we have Toby, the footballer, who is a footballer on YouTube. And he just looks like a bit of a playboy. I think he could be a bit of a cheeky chappy, and I definitely think he could potentially be a cause of some entertainment as well. So I'm looking forward to see what mischief he might bring to the show. But yeah, do let me know what you think of Toby. And then we have Brad. He's a decent looking guy. He's got a nice smile. Interestingly, on the app, he said that he's never been on a date before, which I just think is completely suspicious. Because he's been in a relationship, but he never took the person out on a date. They never went out on a date together. Suspicious. He seems like a nice guy, but, you know, he also seems boring as well. I'm not sure if he's going to be the cause of any drama unless it's kind of people fighting over him. That's what I kind of think. But do let me know what you think of Brad. So yeah, moving on to the first coupling. Let's talk about it. So we have Jake first. He's got the Love Island look, so I knew some girls would step forward for him. And I was thinking Liberty or Faye, and Liberty did step forward for him, and he accepted Liberty. I thought he would, because Liberty seems like his type. He says he likes blonde hair, blue eyes. So Liberty seems perfect for that. Then we have Aaron. I wasn't sure how Aaron was going to do, because he's got kind of like a pretty boy face, and he looks young but old at the same time, but more on the young side. Clean shaven. So I wasn't really sure how he was going to do. But Faye and Kaz stepped forward for him. And when Kaz stepped forward, I was a bit uneasy. I had the rumors. So I was just like, please don't embarrass her. Like, even if you don't like her, just show some solidarity, please. Show some solidarity. But of course, he didn't pick her. He didn't pick Faye, which I think kind of makes it a bit better. But it's just kind of like, you know how this game is, and you know how you're going to be perceived on Black Twitter, but you still did it anyway. So you really just don't care, and you really just, it's very obvious. It's very obvious that you are not. For me, it just makes it very obvious that he is someone who does not date black women, because Kaz is gorgeous. So I don't understand why he wouldn't step forward for her, knowing that it would make his life easier. So that is a lot of resistance, in my opinion. At the end of the day, he is entitled to pick whoever he wants, and that is his right to do that. But I just kind of feel like, if you do you, but it's a bit of side eye for me. It's a bit of side eye. But I hope it pays off for you. I hope it pays off for you. And the thing is, Kaz didn't want to step forward. And what makes it worse is because Kaz definitely didn't want to step forward, but she stepped forward in solidarity, because she didn't want her brother to be out there, no one stepping forward for him. So she said, let me step forward in solidarity, because she knows, look, I know I'm the only black girl here. You're probably the only black boy here. So let me step forward for you in solidarity. And when he didn't pick her, I know she was full of regret. She was full of regret, because she was like, the black boy didn't even pick me. They set me up. She already knew she had been set up at that point. Kaz, she keeps it cute. She's like, no hard feelings. Faye, on the other hand, she was like, bitch, yeah, I'm pressed. But he doesn't, like I said, he didn't pick Faye either. He ends up picking Shannon, which is still interesting. Still interesting that he picked Shannon. He said Shannon was his exact type, which is interesting to me. Everyone's entitled to pick whoever they want to. I'm not saying he should have picked Shannon. Shannon is absolutely gorgeous. But it's interesting to me. Interesting. Do let me know what you think. Do you feel like Aaron is perfectly entitled to pick whoever he wanted? So if you wanted to pick Shannon or whoever else, she should be entitled to do that. Or do you feel like he should have shown some grace and shown some solidarity with Kaz? Let me know what you think. But yeah, I know Kaz was pissed. Anyway, so then we have Hugo. Again, like I said, Hugo is cute, but I was thinking he doesn't have that edge. He's got the Dr. Alex vibe, and I wasn't sure if anyone was going to step forward. I thought possibly if someone steps forward, it might be Faye, but no one stepped forward for Hugo. Not so much of a surprise for me. But I wasn't really sure who he was going to pick. I wasn't sure who he was going to pick. He ended up picking Faye though, which I don't know. I can't say I was surprised because I really didn't know who he was going to pick. But I would have thought he would have picked some of the more natural looking girls. So the fact that he picked Faye, it was interesting. Next it was Toby, and I thought maybe some of the girls might step forward for him. Usually the mixed race boys, you know, have a little bit of an advantage. But no one stepped forward for Toby. He was gutted. He was absolutely pissed off. He knows he's getting rinsed in the group chat. And I think it's because he looks like a playboy. He looks very young. He looks like a playboy and he's short. So it's like, you're a short playboy. So, you know, the tall playboys definitely have an edge. And when you've seen, you know, a 6'3", 6 foot people coming in, there's not incentive to step forward. So I'm not surprised no one stepped forward for him. So he ends up picking Faye, stealing Faye away from Hugo, which was surprising but not surprising. From his app, it's very clear that he probably dates white women. But I was thinking he was going to pick Liberty and not Faye. So it's interesting that a lot of the men in here like the filler look. You know, I always get people, you know, some of the misogynist chat. Why do these girls get these fillers? Men don't like the fillers. But it looks like people do. People do like the fillers and they do like the fake boobs. So it's very interesting. Or at least the people that they're picking for this show. What's interesting, there was a side cut to Kaz, and Kaz was looking very disappointed because obviously, you know, she had solidarity with Faye that they both weren't picked, but now Faye's been picked twice. She hasn't been picked once. So I could tell Kaz was just like, bitch, they motherfucking set me up. Brad stepped forward, notably he's the last boy. And I knew girls would step forward for him. It was just about how many girls were going to step forward. I think, you know, he's up there with the look in terms of the selection of boys that we have. So I knew Brad was probably going to be well thought out after. So Faye stepped forward. She was ready to ditch Toby. That's not a surprise. Liberty stepped forward, so she ditched Jake. Again, not a surprise, because Brad's tall as well. And then Sharon, this is the first time she stepped forward. Obviously, she knows this is the last guy. Notably, Kaz didn't step forward, and I think we all know why she didn't step forward. She didn't want to face rejection again. She knew she'd been set up. She knows what it fucking is. She was like, you know what? Let me not embarrass myself. So I'm just gonna stay here in it. Because even when Laura was asking her why she didn't step forward, she was like, I don't have an excuse. But I know what it was, Kaz. I know what it is. And Brad ends up picking Faye. So I guess Sharon wasn't picked either, but, you know, Kaz was not picked. And honestly, this is why it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous because it's like, why are you putting black women on the show and not vetting your contestants to see if they actually like black women, so then we don't have these situations? These producers live for the drama. They definitely live for it. So then Toby and Hugo are on the bench because their girls got stolen from them in the recoupling. Hugo goes first. Who does he pick? Not Kaz. He picks Sharon. So Kaz was literally last pick, and she was forced to be with Toby, who clearly is not attracted to her. And that was the recoupling done. But yeah, do let me know what your thoughts were on the recoupling. Do let me know. Do let me know. Then we kind of see the couples bonding together, or not bonding together, in the villa. Sharon, she really isn't feeling Hugo. He's Mr. Nice Guy, and he's not really being very forward. He's being a bit laid back. He's basically Dr. Alex 2.0. He's not really being very forward. You can tell he probably wants her to come up to him. And that's not what Sharon wants. So I don't think they're going to last very long. I feel like maybe they'll just stick together because it's convenient. But as soon as someone else comes along, Sharon will probably ditch. And Hugo can definitely tell Sharon's not into him. So he will probably ditch as well if someone else comes along. Then we have Jake and Liberty. I don't know, they're kind of hot and cold. Liberty kind of said that she wanted to mingle with other people, but then when she was going to tell Jake that, she kind of chickened out. So they're just kind of together by default. Jake was just being very weird in their conversation, like, oh, what eye color have you got? And she was like, greeny blue. And he was like, ooh, what does your mum look like? It was like flirting with her imaginary image of Liberty's mother. It was getting a bit weird. It was getting a bit weird. It was getting a bit Hitler Youth. Anyway, so by the end of the episode, Liberty's saying that she wants to like continue and make it work with Jake, and Jake's basically saying that he's not really feeling anything for Liberty, like she's missing something. I think it's the eyes. Like, he's looking for the pure blue. He's looking for the pure Hitler blue. Like, blue green is not doing it for him. He needs the pure blue. So yeah, I need to go check what color Chloe's eyes are now. But yeah, I definitely feel like Jake is definitely going to be a cheeky chappy. He's definitely not going to stick with one woman, I don't think, at the beginning. So yeah, even though I do think Jake is a bit of a weirdo, I do think he's entertaining. But yeah, do let me know what you think of Jake and Liberty together as a couple. Are you shipping, or do you feel like Liberty needs to look elsewhere? Do let me know. Then we have Kaz and Toby, who are both clearly not interested in each other. Bless Kaz, she was pretending to be interested and, you know, trying her best not to look unimpressed when Toby said that he plays for a football team on YouTube. She was like, you know, YouTube, social media, Honestly, I would not tell people I was a footballer if I was playing for a YouTube team. Like, that must be such an anticlimax. But yeah, Toby makes it very obvious that he's not attracted to Kaz, because he keeps saying he's attracted to her bubbly and funny personality. We know when people start talking about people's personality and not their physical looks, they're not interested. But he says he's going to make it work. I'm suspecting he is also just going to be with her out of convenience. But when someone else comes along, he's going to jump ship. I don't think Kaz is naive to this. I definitely think she is plotting as well. But I think, you know, she knows what the game is. She doesn't want to look, you know, too desperate out here. But I feel like Kaz is definitely peeped the game and she's plotting, but she's just waiting for the right moment. I have faith in Kaz. Then we have Sharon and Aaron. And Sharon is definitely not feeling Aaron, and I'm not surprised. I don't know, he just, you know, his energy, you know, he doesn't really have an enticing energy about him. His voice is a bit annoying. And Aaron is kind of feeling as well that she is not feeling him as well. So I feel like he is plotting his escape. I feel like he's not being dumb about it. He knows that she doesn't like him, but she doesn't like him. So I feel like if someone was to show him interest, he definitely would jump ship. And I think Shannon, I'm getting the names confused already. Funny, my best friend's actually called Sharon, and we used to sit next together in science, and we both started calling each other's name. Like, that's how confusing it got. I think Shannon definitely wants to jump ship, but I think she's also being quite strategic about the situation. She's hinted that she likes Brad. She's hinted that she potentially likes Jake, and those are the people that she vibes with more. But she's saying, oh, you know, she's just going to see how it goes. I feel like she doesn't want to jump ship too fast because maybe she's concerned about how that might look like. But I say go jump ship. Jump ship, Shaddy. Then with Brad and Faye, Brad slightly kind of admits to Faye that he is interested in talking to other girls. He kind of makes it really sly, like he's just like, oh, it's early days, you know, so, you know, we can talk to other people. But Faye definitely caught it. She was basically like, oh, that quick, okay. To see how Faye moves, because I feel like with Faye, she, you know, if she's talking to someone, she kind of expects them both to be kind of exclusive with each other in this kind of Love Island. So it'd be interesting to see if Faye starts talking to other boys as well, or kind of does that thing where she's like, okay, I'm going to let him do his thing, and then, but expects him to come back to her. I'd be interested to see what type of girl she is. But Brad is definitely looking to jump ship. Interestingly, he admits to the boys that Shannon is his type. Interestingly, on the app, he was basically saying how Tends to date blonde hair, blue eyes, which is code for white. I don't know why they don't just say white girls. He says he dates blonde hair, blue eyes, fair skin, but his actual type is the opposite. And obviously opposite, I guess, means Shannon. So I'm guessing that's as dark as it goes, I think, for Brad. Then we have a cheeky challenge, and in that challenge, key things happen. You know, a kind of sexy tease between Liberty and Jake. We have Brad and Faye snog. It was quite a juicy snog. That snog. Toby sucked Kaz's toe, and I could just tell Jake was really mad that he didn't get that slip. Sharon sucks Hugo's earlobe, but she was really sucking that earlobe, girl. It looked like he was enjoying it as well. And then Shannon and Aaron were twerking. Aaron wasn't really taking it seriously, but, you know, Shannon, her thing was kind of thinging. I see you, girl. And then Chloe makes her dramatic entrance into the villa with a voice note. And she's like, hello, boys. It sounded very low budget, but I'm ready for some drama. Obviously, it's the first episode, so it's a bit chill. But yeah, I'm ready for Chloe to bring some drama. Everyone was saying, oh, she's messy, she sleeps with married men, according to her VT. But I'm ready for her to bring some drama, because I think it's definitely too chill in that house. In the voice note, she basically says that she's at the front of the villa, and I think it's like a group date for just the boys, but she's saying, you know, whatever boy wants to come meet her, they can do that. She's going to leave it up to them. So I guess it's a thing where the boys have to decide in front of their partners if they're going to go see what the new girl is saying, which I think is going to be quite interesting and probably a bit awkward as well, because it's just like, are you bold-faced going to do that? So if that's the case, I'm definitely ready for the mess. We also know that Chloe has to steal someone's man. Chloe, she looks like she's going to be trouble. She looks like she's going to be entertainment. And I say, bring it, girl. Bring it, girl. We need to bring something, because it's a bit dry. But yeah, overall, I think, you know, it's a chill start. We'll see how it goes. You know, we need it to marinate a little bit. It's been, you know, a year and a half off the air. I think my favourite so far... my favourite is Faye so far. And even though Jake's a bit creepy... I feel like he could be my problematic fave as well. But right now, I feel like Faye and Jake are my favourite personality-wise. I'm rooting for Kaz. Liberty feels like a nice girl. The others are, you know, a bit forgettable right now. But, you know, we'll see how things go. And that's pretty much my thoughts on this episode. Do let me know what you thought of this episode, what you're thinking of the cast, who's your favourite, who's your least favourite. As always, let me know what you thought of my commentary. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and if you have, don't forget to put my notification bell on so you know when my next podcast is dropping. I'm also trying to get to 3.1k subscribers, so I'd appreciate if you help me reach that goal. And thank you to everybody who has subscribed to my channel so far. Till next time, guys. Bye.